Ever been watching, say, an English movie and a character says something and you're thinking, wait, did they even say that word, or did my brain just fill that in?
Oh, absolutely.
Or maybe you're listening to a native speaker and it just sounds like this blur, like, you know what I mean, like skinda. And you're just sitting there thinking, what? Please just say that again, but like really, really slowly.
Yeah, the internal plea for slow motion. Very familiar.
So if that's ever happened to you, and let's be real, it's happened to pretty much all of us learning English, you're definitely not alone.
Not at all. It's probably one of the single biggest struggles, actually.
It really is. You know the cycle. You study, you learn vocabulary, you nail the grammar, you feel pretty good about things.
You're feeling confident.
Exactly. And then you jump into a real conversation, or you hit play on a TV show without subtitles, and boom, suddenly native speech sounds like they're, I don't know, chewing half the words and swallowing the rest.
Yeah, it's a shock to the system.
So for this deep dive, our mission is pretty clear. We want to show you exactly why fast, natural English feels so hard to catch sometimes.
And maybe more importantly, how you can finally train your brain to actually understand it.
Right. Confidently, naturally, and hopefully without that familiar wave of panic washing over you. You know, it totally reminds me of when I first really tried to tackle English TV shows. I thought my English was, you know, okay. Decent.
You thought, I got this.
Totally. Words, check. Grammar, more or less check. Let's do this, Netflix. And my first big test was Friends, no subtitles.
Oh, brave. Very brave first choice.
Huge mistake. Huge. They started talking, and honestly, after maybe 30 seconds, I just paused it. I was blinking. I seriously thought, what language is this? This isn't English. This sounds completely alien.
Huh. That's such a perfect example, and it gets right to the heart of the first big lesson here. Textbook English just isn't real English.
It really isn't.
The English you learn in class, it's often very clean, very precise, every word pronounced clearly. But real spoken English, especially when it's fast, it's just full of these weird sounds, shortcuts, habits that you just don't find in a grammar book.
Exactly. So the key takeaway here is if you feel lost when people talk fast, it's probably not because your English level is bad.
Right. It's much more likely that you've been trained mostly to read English, break it down word by word on a page.
Not listen to it at full conversational speed with all its quirks.
Precisely.
Okay, so let's unpack that a bit. What is actually happening physiologically or linguistically when native speakers talk fast that makes it sound so, well, impossible sometimes?
Okay, well, there are really three main things going on that create this effect. The first one, and it's a big one, is what linguists call connected speech.
Connected speech, okay.
Basically, words glued together. Native speakers, we don't say every single word separately, like a robot. We connect them like Lego blocks. And sounds at the end of one word link to the beginning of the next, or sometimes sounds even just disappear completely, all to make it flow better, make it more efficient.
So like the classic example, in a textbook you learn, did you eat yet? But what do you actually hear?
You almost always hear something like, did you eat yet? Or did you yet?
Yeah.
Or think about, I'm going to. That nearly always becomes...
But going to every time.
Every time. Or give it to me often smooths out into give it to me. So your ears, they're listening for did you eat yet? 4 distinct units. But what actually hits your eardrum is did you eat yet? Maybe 2 or 3 sound units.
It's a totally different sound pattern, like expecting separate notes but getting a chord instead.
That's a great analogy. Exactly. And that leads right into the second thing, which, well, we sometimes jokingly call it lazy mouth syndrome.
Okay, disclaimer, not a real scientific term.
No, definitely not. But it captures the reality, right? Linguists talk about things like assimilation or co-articulation.
Which basically means sounds changing to be more like their neighbors.
Right. It's about efficiency. Speakers, like anyone doing anything, want to save energy, especially when talking quickly. So common voices get reduced.
Like want to becoming
Wanna
and have to.
becomes hafta.
And the absolute classic, I don't know.
Almost always, I don't know.
Yeah.
Or even just dunno.
Right.
And again, it's crucial to understand this isn't bad English or sloppy speaking.
No, it's just efficient. It's real life English in action.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's natural. And the third piece, which kind of ties all this together, is understanding that English often prioritizes rhythm over individual words.
Like music?
Very much like music. English has a certain stress pattern, a rhythm, a melody. It's not just about hitting every single word with equal weight. Some words are stressed, others are reduced and fly by.
So the implication is, if you're trying desperately to catch every single little word,
You're going to get lost, almost guaranteed. But if you can start to tune into the overall flow, the rhythm, the stressed syllables,
the melody of it.
yes, you'll find you can actually understand the gist, the main idea, much better. You'll survive the speed, even if a few small words get swallowed.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. The connected speech, the reductions for efficiency, and focusing on the overall rhythm.
But there's a deeper reason too, a cognitive reason why your brain struggles. What's fascinating here is what's often happening inside the learner's head.
Yeah. The process.
Most learners, especially early on, are caught in this multi-step process. Step 1, hear the English. Step 2, mentally translate it into their native language.
Step 3, understand the translated version.
Step 4, formulate a response in their native language. Step 5, translate the response back into English. Step 6, speak.
Wow. Yeah, that idea of the translation trap is huge. I know I was stuck there for years. And the problem is...
By the time you finish step 2, translating into your language.
Yeah, the actual conversation is already like 2 jokes further down the road. You're constantly playing catch up, feeling lost.
Exactly. You miss things. You feel behind. It's exhausting and ineffective.
So what's the fundamental mental shift? What do you need to do?
You have got to stop translating. Cold turkey, if possible. Easier said than done, I know.
Right.
But you need to train your ears and your brain to process English as English sounds, directly.
Not as words to be decoded.
Not as words, not as grammar rules from page 57, definitely not as homework. The goal is direct comprehension. The found connects directly to the meaning, bypassing that translation detour.
Like seeing a picture of a cat and just thinking cat. Not seeing it, translating cat into Spanish or French, and then thinking about the cat.
Precisely. It needs to become that automatic, sound to meaning.
Okay, so that's the why and the core mental shift. This is where it gets really interesting because now we talk about the practical steps. What can you actually do to train your brain for this?
Right. The action plan. First, and this is non-negotiable, listen every single day. And listen actively.
Your ears are like lazy muscles, right? You can't just work them out once a week and expect them to get strong.
Exactly. You wouldn't go to the gym once a month and expect six-pack abs. Consistency is key.
So find stuff you like, podcasts, obviously.
Obviously. TV shows, audiobooks, YouTube channels, anything with authentic, natural speech.
But not just having it on in the background while you cook, right? What does active listening mean here?
Active means engaging with it. Don't be afraid to pause. Rewind that bit you missed. Repeat it out loud. Maybe even try writing down a tricky phrase.
Interact with it.
Yes. Make it a conscious practice. Even 15-20 minutes of focused, active listening every day is way better than 2 hours of passive background noise once a week.
Okay. Daily active listening. Got it. What's next?
Building on that, the next step is to train yourself to learn to hear chunks, not individual words.
Stop hunting for every single word. Back to that music idea.
Exactly. Remember how give it to me becomes give it to me, or I will let you know becomes I'll let you know.
Yeah.
You need to train your ears to recognize I'll let you know as one single unit, one chunk of sound and meaning, not 5 separate words. Natives hear these chunks automatically.
So focus on the phrases, the common groupings.
Yes, listen for the patterns, the way words naturally cluster together in speech.
And a really powerful way to practice hearing and producing those chunks is shadowing.
Ah, yes. Shadowing.
Now, this one can feel a bit weird or embarrassing at first, but honestly, it works.
It really does. Find a short audio or video clip of a native speaker you like. Play just one sentence or even just a phrase. Pause it. And then
Repeat it immediately, like an echo, a shadow.
But crucially, don't just repeat the words like a robot. What are you copying?
You copy the rhythm, you copy the speed, you copy the intonation, the ups and downs, the tone.
Everything. Sound like a parrot. Mimic them exactly. Don't worry about sounding silly in your room.
Embarrass yourself. It works.
It forces your mouth to make the sounds. It connects your brain to the rhythm. It builds that muscle memory for natural English flow.
Okay, listen daily, hear chunks, shadow like a parrot. What else? This next one feels a bit backwards.
Ah, yes. Slow down to speed up. Seems counterintuitive, right?
Totally. If the problem is fast English, why slow down?
Because if something is just flying past you incomprehensibly fast, you're not learning anything. You're just getting frustrated.
True.
So use the tools available. YouTube has playback speed controls. Many podcast players do too. Netflix has subtitles, which let you see what's being said.
So the strategy is...
Start slow if you need to. Use the controls, use subtitles, whatever it takes to actually understand what's being said first. Repeat it slowly. Then, once you've grasped it, try listening at full speed again.
So you build comprehension first, then work on speed. Slow is smart.
Exactly. Slow is smart. Speed comes later, naturally, once the understanding is there. Don't rush the understanding part.
Makes sense. And finally, one more really practical, almost knowledge-based step.
Yes, you need to consciously know the common reductions. We talked about why they happen. Efficiency, lazy mouth.
Now you need to actively learn what they are.
Right. You simply can't understand a sound pattern if you've never consciously encountered it before and recognize what it stands for.
So make a list.
Definitely. Learn the big ones. We mentioned them. Wanna for want to.
Wanna for going
Don't know for don't know me.
What do you? Or what do you?
Give me, forgive me.
And there are others? Like hafta, hasta, shoulda, coulda. Learn them. Recognize them.
Because these aren't rare, right? They're everywhere.
They appear in literally every casual conversation. If you don't know them, you hit these little roadblocks, constantly feeling lost. But if you do know that wanna just means want to,
There's suddenly a whole chunk of speech becomes instantly clearer. You're not trying to decode wanna from scratch.
Exactly. It unlocks a lot of understanding very quickly.
Okay, so listen actively daily, hear chunks, shadow, slow down to understand first, and learn those common reductions. That feels like a solid plan.
It is. And here's the bottom line, the encouragement. You absolutely can and will understand fast English.
But, there's always a but.
But not if you just wait for it to magically happen someday. It requires conscious effort. It's like fitness, isn't it? You don't just wander into a gym once, look at the weights, and suddenly have amazing muscles.
Exactly. You have to show up. You do the exercises. You train consistently.
Yeah.
You repeat.
English is the same. You train your ears with listening. You train your mouth with shadowing. You train your brain to stop translating and recognize the patterns.
It's a habit. It's practice, not a one-time fix.
And then, maybe it's 6 months from now, maybe a year, maybe sooner. You're watching Netflix and suddenly you realize, hey, no subtitles. And you're following it.
Or you're in a coffee shop chatting with someone and there's no panic. There's no mental gymnastics.
Just flow, understanding, connection, that's the goal, right? That's the reward.
Absolutely. That's what all the practice is for.
So here's a final thought to leave you with, building on this idea of chunks and reductions. Think about the English you already know and use. Is there a common phrase, maybe even one of those reductions like gonna or wanna, that you've probably been understanding or maybe even using yourself without consciously thinking about it as a reduction, maybe something you picked up naturally?
And if you can identify one, what does that tell you about your brain's incredible inherent ability to adapt to these patterns of fast, real English? Maybe you're already doing it more than you realize.
Food for thought. If this deep dive hit home for you, maybe share it with a friend or classmate who's also grappling with understanding fast talkers.
Yeah, chances are they're feeling the exact same way. There are millions of us out here working on this.
And just remember, it is not about having a special talent for languages. It really isn't.
It's about practice. Consistent, daily practice, bit by bit.
You will get there. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Keep listening, keep practicing, keep going.
Your future fluent self is going to be really glad you put in the work starting today.